I was expecting so much more out of Cardi B because you are not just some broke, bored bitch in the Bronx who don't have shit else to do.
Hello, my name is Miss April May, and I hope you're having a blessed day. If this is your first time here visiting my channel, thank you for stopping by. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Either way, make sure you like and share this video as well as subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So today, we are going to be talking about Cardi B versus Crissle. Now, if you missed it, like a few days ago, Cardi B announced on the Gayle King show that she is pregnant with her fourth child by Stephon Diggs, NFL player. Now, Crissle, if you do not know who she is one half of the Read podcast that has been on for like years and years. So she does that podcast with Kid Fury. So on, I think the latest episode or maybe episode before last, um, Crissle, and Kid Fury spoke about Cardi B's pregnancy announcement, and Crissle really had some things to say. Okay. She definitely had some strong opinions about Cardi B being pregnant and all of that. So today we're going to listen to just a clip or a snippet from the podcast because obviously I can't play the entire podcast, and even the snippet where they talk about Cardi B is like pretty long. It's like 18 minutes. So I'm just going to play a piece of that and we'll get into our thoughts. So let's listen.
Tour with?
4 kids, under 9, under 10. Okay. All right. So,
She did,
all right.
say or imply here she has the ability to do it. Kind of like what we were just saying about
like I said,
I guess I'm rich, so nanny.
the nanny will be right there.
So
yeah.
And she also said something when talking about Stephon about how like both of them, it sounds like they're both workhorses and addicted to constantly working or doing the next thing. But when you have 4 babies,
Child.
you can't like.
That's not even counting all his kids. He allegedly has 2 or 3 on the way as well, or just
excuse me.
Alleged. Now again, this is legit, allegedly, because anybody can go on Instagram and say that.
Yeah,
but he for sure already has 1 or 2, and she has the 3 plus this one that's vacant now. So, okay, all right.
Look. I just feel like, ma'am, it's your pussy. I'm not. This isn't like make or break an image, your image for me. It's just like, if Offset was to go and get some new bitch pregnant or whatever, I'd be like, yep, bird.
Sound like the type of.
So this is just like,
yep, you a bird.
Bird shit.
And this is what birds do.
To be honest with you, as far as Cardi B is concerned, I just hope this album is good and hope her kids get the parenting that they need.
Well,
and I don't have any immediate. I don't know about this album, but I don't have any immediate like concerns about the welfare of the children. It is just, I'm just like, girl, you have 3 babies already by a nigga that you admittedly hate.
Right.
And have said that you wanted to murder.
And not even divorced from.
Yet.
Yeah.
And you just met this new nigga.
Yeah.
Kids that you're still getting to know. And you're like, yep, sign me up for another one.
Yeah.
That's not a decision I would make or suggest. But hey.
No, I'm not okay with this. I can't just, it's your pussy, so it's your business. Like, technically, yes, that's true. And a lot of the Cardi stans are going to respond, well, she got the money. I'm not talking about, if money was all it took to raise kids, the Trump kids wouldn't be held like they are. Trump wouldn't be held like he is. It's not just money. You also need parents who are very mindful and deliberate about bringing you into the world and choosing to guide you to adulthood.
Yeah, Crissle said a lot. But honestly, here's my thing. What she said wasn't wrong, right? I feel like most people are really just upset with her and coming after Crissle because of how she said it, right? The things that she said were very brash and abrasive and harsh and very much in your face. And if there's one thing that people hate, is other people being in their face and kind of like telling them what to do, right? But everything she said, the concept behind it is correct, right? We have seen Cardi B for the past few years be in and out. I won't say like in and out the relationship, but having issues with her husband Offset, right? We've seen them go back and forth literally on social media, going back and forth, calling each other names, talking about each other. And meanwhile, they're married with a couple kids, right? So when it was announced that like Cardi B's like getting a divorce and like she's really done this time, and then she started dating Stefan Diggs, it was kind of like for me as a fan, I was just like, okay, this is cute. This is gonna be fun, right? She's gonna have her fun. She's gonna date, She made this song, she outside. She been cuffed up too long, all of that. So we just thought, oh, it's gonna be like, seeing her on trips with her man, her new man, and being on yachts with her new man, getting bags in a Lamborghini truck or something. I don't know, something like that, right? We thought we were going to get trips and bags, not babies and pacifiers, right? So it's like you went through all of this with your husband, who she is still married to, right? As of September 2025. And I know divorces can take a long time, especially when you got some money, because we got to divide that up. 50 lawyers are involved, whatever, right? So maybe she's just ready to move on. And like, that's fine. But you went through all of this with this man. For the first thing you do when you get away from him is to get pregnant by another man. Like, this was supposed to be your healing girl era. This was supposed to be the time that you think about what you want to do and concentrate on your work and concentrate on your next project, this new album, the tour that's supposed to happen, early next year. Like that, this was supposed to be the time for that. But instead, you basically more than likely signed yourself up for Offset Part 2 because Stefan Diggs, like Crissle said, I think has a kid or two. And allegedly, there's like a new one on the way. So Cardi B is possibly pregnant while her child's sibling is baking in someone else's oven, right? So really, she just picked Offset Part 2. I mean, there's even an old clip of a reporter asking his teammates, "Oh, like who wouldn't you want your sister to date?" And everyone on the team says Stefan Diggs. There's a reason for that. When other men tell you who a man is, you better believe them because you are going to pay the price in the end. That I can guarantee you. So yes, her body, her choice, totally a believer in that. But at the same time, if you are a celebrity, you already know people are going to talk about you, especially Cardi B. People love talking about Cardi B for better or for worse, right? You already know people are going to talk about you, so you can't be surprised. And and like Crissle said, like this is not just about money. This is really bird brain activity. And I'm so sorry I have to call it that, but I have to call it that because I know some Cardi B's in real life, or I have known some Cardi B's when I was younger. This idea that, oh, I have a good job, right? So, not talking about celebrities, just talking about like regular people, right? Oh, I have a good job. It doesn't matter if that man is there or not, whatever. I'm going to do what I have to do. Okay, I get it. If that's the situation you're in, if someone puts you in that situation, but it takes much more than just, oh, I have X amount of dollars in the bank to properly take care of a child. Why wouldn't you want to bring your child into the best situation as possible? A healthy, reliable, productive household. But instead, you're bringing a baby into chaos. Even if her and Stefan Diggs are all good now and whatever, whatever, you're still bringing this baby into chaos because you haven't even fully left your old life yet because you are still married. Offset probably somewhere still talking about Cardi B right now, for all we know, right? So having children is about so much more than money. So if people can critique or criticize those who are constantly pregnant, like what's her name? Stephanie Jenkins. You know the lady from TikTok with all the kids and her husband don't work or whatever. And I think you know the one. So if people can constantly criticize someone for having a bunch of kids when they don't have money because they're lacking something, they're lacking money, they're lacking resources, they're lacking housing or whatever. I don't see the big deal about criticizing someone that may have the money, but they're still lacking in something else. And that something else is a healthy environment. That is also important. But of course, since everyone is talking in typical Cardi B fashion, she had to respond. So let's listen to her response real quick.
I have a 9 to 5, but there's times that it's like, okay, I have to sacrifice a week or two away from my kids so I can make this bread so they can have a good life. My kids are smart as fuck. My kids have everything that I never had. And you know what? It's more and you're right. It is more than just like, oh, she have money, she have money, she could raise them, blah blah blah. It's more than money. But guess what? Besides money and besides me providing for my kids, I also give them a lot of time and a lot of love. That's why you see that my daughter is super attached to me. That's why my son loves sleeping next to me, tucked with me. My daughter too. And my new baby, she loves me. So you can't talk to me about my motherhood, baby girl. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I don't know if you upset at yourself at life because you have an expectation of yourself. You wanted something for yourself and you don't have it. But don't put that shit on me. Cause I could judge you. I could be.
That was Cardi B's response. And one thing I will say is I'm very proud of her for her response because if you know Cardi B and if you know old Cardi B, like loving hip hop Cardi B, because that's where I first met Cardi B, or like Instagram Cardi B. Cardi B is usually more turned up than this. Cardi B would have burnt the whole internet down. Old Cardi B would have burned the internet down over this, okay? But obviously there is some growth there. So that's, very proud of her. But anyway, so let's take a look at some of these comments because the comments run the gamut. We got the pros and against, all sorts of things. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so here's one comment. If y'all gave Nick Cannon hell about having a bunch of kids when he has money, what's the difference with Cardi B? And that is true, right? This person does make a good point because Nick Cannon definitely catches hell from social media and the internet for the number of kids he has with, I don't even know how many women, how many kids he got at this point. But for the number of kids he has and the number of baby mothers, right, creating these broken homes all over the country, all over the world, I don't know. But yeah, they definitely make a good point. The same standards should be held in some way. I just want to know where was all this sympathy for Sky Jackson, Haley, and Summer Walker? She was way light on Cardi, way lighter on Cardi than Kiki Wyatt. I don't see the issue. This is messy, and being a celebrity, you're going to be talked about. Period. Get over it. But this is Cardi. Why do people expect anything more? That's true. This is Cardi. And if there's one thing, okay, so one of the reasons that people really love Cardi B, and also me too, even though I have my opinion about this whole thing. One of the reasons I love Cardi B is because she is relatable. And I feel like that is why she has gotten as far as she has in the industry. Because people look at her and they feel like they're looking at themselves or like they're looking at their homegirl, right? But on the flip side, who she is now is the same person she would be if she weren't famous. She's the exact same person. And unfortunately, that can be good in some cases, right? Keeping like your same values and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it feels like she hasn't grown up and truly elevated to the person or the standard that people like Crissle thinks she should have, if that makes sense. Well, that's all that I have for today. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this entire ordeal between Cardi B and Crissle.
You're officially coming with me. You got that. You're the drunk, you can drink.